someone that I and many streamers have been working with for years, someone who was also employed at a large company in the industry, has targeted and manipulated girls, specifically in my community, by falsifying a romantic and sexual relationship with me.
Now, Pokimane treats their name like Voldemort.
That right there, crazy. I heard that part and I'm like, huh? Shout out to boy Moist Critical. This is the Pokimane situation is awful. I heard a little bit about it, but I definitely wanted to hear the full story, full grip, and just the full thing that you know what I'm saying, Moist Critical had to say about it. If you don't know about the situation, sit down and watch this vid. It's actually crazy. I just wanted to hear more about it with chat, so let's check it out.
I just learned about a really weird situation involving Pokimane and a creepy employee of a major company. And it's left me feeling the same way I felt when I was a young sprout that watched Inception for the first time. Confused. Usually when I'm talking about things on the internet, I like to set the dinner table to prepare all of you for the meal we're about to consume together. Give you like little cliff notes
do Reddit
on
today?
what the whole thing is about.
Not yet.
But in this case, I just can't. My tiny little smooth reptile brain can't fully grasp what exactly happened here. It's such a wild web of
it's
wacky,
crazy,
shady, sketchy shit that it's just not computing in my little noodle here. So I'm just going to go ahead and start playing some of the clips and do my best to break it down because it's a really interesting and strange case.
Someone that I and many streamers have been working with for years, someone who was also employed at a large company in the industry, has targeted and manipulated girls, specifically in my community, by falsifying a romantic and sexual relationship with me.
Now, Pokimane treats their name like Voldemort.
That right there, crazy. I heard that part and I'm like, huh? So chat, pretty much whoever this was lying about being close friends with Pokimane, about having a previous relationship and sexual relationship with her to try to rizz up bitches in her community.
She doesn't speak it. She doesn't talk about who the employee is in order to protect the anonymity of the victims. Admittedly, I don't really understand that concept, considering if this is a powerful, prominent figure in the industry,
they need to be
I feel
bro.
like it would
You
have
gotta
been
talk
a great
about it, bro.
service to actually name and shame them, so that way people know to avoid them in the future. But I'm not familiar enough with the situation to say for sure if that actually was optimal. Maybe this is the right way of playing it to keep it clean and safe for everyone. I don't know. But anyway, this Sith Lord of Cringe was a high-level employee at a company that was big into the streaming space. Most people are speculating it was a former Twitch employee. And if you held me down and waterboarded me and forced me to make a guess, I would also say it was
I would think so
former
too.
Twitch employee, because Pokimane mentions that this person had a lot of connections with a ton of streamers, and there's just not many brands that work with a lot of streamers that they'd share in common. So I feel like the most likely answer is a former Twitch employee. And let's just face it, let's just be honest with each other here, all right? There's no reason to beat around the bush. I don't need to serve you syrup on your pancakes. I'll give them to you raw. There are some fucking creepy Twitch employees that have worked there. It's just the facts. This would not be the first Twitch employee to be a weirdo that has abused their power. There have been cases where some lower level employees have done very sketchy things in their position, and this would kind of fit that modus operandi.
That is crazy,
of
bro.
Someone doing something similar.
Bro, and it's like they really think they have a power dynamic and are trying to use that against. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, is getting pussy that hard for you? You have to blatantly lie? Like, do you have, bro, can you not talk to a girl without bringing up the fact that you, like, bro, I'm sorry, bro, but if you have to manipulate women into sleeping with you, you are lame as fuck. You are bottom of the barrel. You're like a step above a rapist. That's how I feel. You're like one or two steps above if you have to manipulate women, you're one or two steps above a rapist, bro. You're weird. You're weird. Define manipulate. Flat out lie, bro. Wait, you haven't heard the full thing. The nigga he lied about being in a relationship with Pokey, being her friend, things like that. You haven't heard the rest of it, which is more manipulation. More manipulation. You're about to hear it. Because when I heard this, I'm like, yo, what? It's more manipulation. But this part alone is weird already.
Leaking privileged information he gathered from his job, as well as threatening to harm himself if these girls turn against him. He is
threatening to harm himself if the women turned against him. Manipulation. Just for some bitches. Do you know how low down and weird you gotta be for that? Bro, what?
Is well networked in the industry. He knows many streamers. He has helped us with many things. This was someone that we were genuinely grateful for their help. A few months ago, a few girls in my community came forward to me with some concerns and asked to speak to my manager. They proceeded to send my manager countless screenshots and videos of their conversation with him, proving the lying and manipulation that was going on.
The more Pokimane explains this person, the more I picture them as an unhealthily obsessed parasocial weirdo Reddit fanfic loser drooling
with
all
a
over
fucking
themselves
neck
for a streamer
beard
because they're so delusional that they think they're entitled to a relationship with him because they donate money. But in this case, that stalker creep type actually had power. According to Pokimane, this was someone that they had worked with for multiple years now and had actually used confidential information from their conversation.
Bro, yo, Young Joe. Perfect. That was a perfect. This is why niggas that's normal cannot be seen as normal, bro. It's like what it is weirdos. Weirdos take up the space. And then what happens is I had a neck beard. But what happens is weirdos take up the space. There's a lot of regulars, but there's a majority of the weirdos, and you see a lot of weirdos, bro. And the thing is, people are more cautious of the weirdos, so the regular motherfuckers, they're like, you might be a weirdo too, so, you know what I'm saying? F the whole thing. You see what I'm saying? It's like, bro, that's where the lines are blurred with the women that tweet, I hate all men or all men are trash. Obviously, not all men are trash. Obviously, right? But it's so blatant for the men that are. It's hard to see the ones that aren't. You see what I'm saying? Because shit like this comes out. It's easy to tweet all men are trash. Because why is this a thing? You see what I'm saying? And I hate that. So many good people are lost behind the trash. It sucks. It sucks. So many good people are lost behind the trash because there are just trash human beings out here, bro. In fact, you always hear about the weird ones first. Hey, really quick, man. We got new merch. New merch for the month of February and a little bit of March. 45 days for these new merch pieces. If you see me probably wearing it in a video. You know what I'm saying? So we got some new merch. There's also another piece in the collection. It will only be available for 45 days. Go grab yourself. This is some of the best merch I ever put out. And it's never coming back. 45 days. Go check that out, man. And make sure you like this video before you get out of here. Have a good one, man. Enjoy the rest of your video.
To try and manipulate Pokimane's female viewers into liking him somehow. This is where his supervillain plan makes no sense to me. It is more confusing than quantum science. So his plan is to reach out to Pokimane's female viewers and let them know that he is dating and having sex with Pokimane, and then fabricating screenshots to prove it in order to what? Like, how does that further his goal of getting laid, I guess? It makes no sense. We're dividing by zero, trying to understand what this guy's thought process was. Pokimane explains that he would reach out to the female viewers, inform them of his relationship to her, and then what? Like, what was his end goal? I don't get it. Like, if it was other streamers, I would almost understand it, where he reached out to them to try and, like, form some kind of business relationship. Like, oh, hey, I saw you in Pokimane's chat. Well, I actually fuck her. So, you know, you can trust me. I know what I'm doing. And I also work at this company. Like, that would almost make sense. And I guess maybe that is part of it. but she doesn't single out that he only reached out to streamers. He apparently reached out to just anyone in her chat that was female. So like this guy was casting the widest net imaginable, just swiping right on everyone on Tinder
just
in
weird.
Pokimane's chat, and then letting them know that he's dating her and they're sexually active, making love together, I guess. And then he'd even trauma dump by saying that he's suicidal in order to try and force them into a sympathetic situation where they'd feel obligated to communicate with him and stay in touch with him. Otherwise, they'd be afraid that he'd fucking kill himself, throw himself off of a goddamn rooftop or something if they ignored his Discord message. Like, this guy is just a fucking weirdo scumbag, and his plan doesn't make any sense.
So basically, he would reach out to girls that he knew were like in my chat or viewers of mine. He would approach them, and because of his connections with streamers and the company he worked at, he seemed like a very trustworthy individual. He would then tell the girls that he's suicidal and deals with mental health issues, which of course would garner him a lot of sympathy.
Weirdos, man.
And again, these girls are so sweet, so of course they would hear him out. And then once he felt that he gained their trust enough, he would start sharing these photoshopped Discord conversations with me. Like he would share it with them, but they were of me and him, as well as making up like wild stories about me. He acted like he knew and hung out with me and my friends in person. This is someone I've never met.
Again, what the fuck was his plan? It doesn't make sense. If his whole thing is about, I'm dating Pokimane, so you can trust me, and I also work at this company so you can like turbo trust me, give me a big fist bump, I'm just here looking out for you. I saw you in her chat, and I thought, man, being the benevolent saint I am, I can help this girl. That's why.
Man said if I was one of the girls, I'd tell him to do a backflip. Oh my god.
I'm reaching out to you.
Man.
But then what? Like, you're already conveying you're in a relationship with someone, so why would they then be enticed to try and like hook up with you if that's the goal? If the goal was like to get pussy or whatever. It just, none of it makes any sense at all.
None.
This is like actual
weird.
Like, deranged lunacy.
He fabricated all of this just to manipulate these girls. He claimed that his relationship with me made him suicidal, and he used this to make the girls feel like they couldn't turn their backs on him. He told elaborate stories of our alleged sexual encounters in detail to girls that are like in my community, use like inappropriate photos, like nudes that weren't of me, and he would send them to the girls and
that
say
is
that
weird.
it was me. He also leaked confidential information to these girls to gain their trust.
What a master scheme from Megamind here.
Weirdo.
Hey, here's Pokimane's nudes. So, do you want to work with me? Like, I don't get it. So he'd Photoshop nudes or deepfake nudes, potentially, and claim that they're Pokimane.
Bro, like, if you're threatening to hurt yourself so someone can stay talking to you, you're a fucking walking red flag. You're a red, like, what the, like, what is wrong with you? Because I, as a human, don't want to deal with another human. You want to, what? If you stop talking to me, I'm gonna hurt my... Do it. Like, what is wrong? Like, what do you... I don't give a... Do it. Like, bro, get out of here with that, bro.
To the girls in her community to try and manipulate them into being his friend and then romantically getting involved with him. Like, how does that work? Like, how does sending nudes claiming that they're Pokimane lead to those girls you're sending them to being like, wow, I can't wait to fuck this guy. This guy's having sex with Pokimane. I need to have sex with this guy.
Like weird.
What in tarnation is going on here? What a load of hooey. This dude ate way too much glue growing up and then got addicted to porn or something, because what the fuck? It doesn't make sense. Now, it's not that I'm doubting it happened. I absolutely do believe this happened. And it does highlight an issue where when someone like this guy does get in a position of power, they have the ability to abuse it. She mentions that he'd leak confidential information. She goes on to give an example where he would leak what she'd make off of a brand deal. So
that's crazy.
He would tell these girls in Pokimane's community, here's what Pokimane's making off of this brand deal. As a way of being like transparent and making it seem like, wow, this guy knows his shit. So he would leak confidential shit, which you can't do, obviously, and faking the nudes and everything in order to, for some reason, manipulate them into wanting to be with him. All of it is so fucking weird. So
as hell.
bizarre.
Afterwards, he would then try to develop romantic and sexual relationships with these girls. After gaining their trust, he would hit on them, offer to fly them out, meet up in person, buy them gifts, ask for inappropriate photos of them after sending them fake inappropriate photos of me.
This is so fucking stupid. This guy is an absolute imbecile.
Dumbass.
Here's some naked photos of Pokimane. Now, can you send me pictures of your boobies? I'd like to see your titties, please. Madame, would you like to come out to my neck of the woods? I'll fly you out, and we can discuss more of Pokimane's nudes together. Because, as you know, I'm in a sexual relationship with her, of course. Like, none of it makes sense.
None.
Like, it is so wild and such a shitty thing to do, and it doesn't even make sense why he'd do it in the first place, because the plan itself is nonsensical. It's so weird. So weird. So he disclosed the confidential information about like brand deals and money like that after reaching out, like cold calling like a fucking telemarketer to just women in Pokimane's chat to try and earn their trust through pretending to be suicidal and in a relationship with Pokimane. And then somehow that's supposed to translate to them flying out to him to have sex. How?
Brain dead.
Why? It's so
Did he not think this
fucking
couldn't have?
weird. So yeah, I just wanted to go over this because I've been racking my brain on it for a couple hours now. I heard this, or I saw these clips a couple hours ago, and I've just been stewing on it, just marinating, trying to really get a grasp on what the fuck actually was going on in this dude's fucking brain to do this goofy shit. It's so weird. So I just wanted to share it. That's about it. See ya.
Yeah, man. Crazy. People are weird, man. Pokiriz, stop, bro. Niggas is weird, man. You can tell those are the type of people that never had any type of human interaction growing up ever. That your mother did not hug you. Ain't no way she hugged you when you acting like that. W video for Much Critical though, for real.